Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Teenager Who Cooks. Today our episode is starting in the garden because like I promised you guys, I'm going to be making a squash pancake recipe. It's really tasty and I eat it all the time. So first we're out in the garden and I want to harvest some squash. I see a nice big one over here. Honestly, you can use squash, zucchini, anything that you have at hand. Just gonna go in with these garden scissors. I'm gonna cut. Nice, we got this big squash boy. Also, over here you can see my radishes have grown out from a few days ago when we planted them in the garden episode. It's been about a week and they've grown out that much, and I'll be coming out with another video showing you guys how I'm gonna thin the radishes and take care of them. So stay tuned for that also. Alright, so I brought the squashy boys back into the Teenager Who Cooks kitchen, washed and prepared them already. And so today's recipe is super easy. You can make it all the time and it really helps use up your squashes in your kitchen, because sometimes you don't really know what to do with the squash. So I want to show you how. And one of the main things you'll need for this recipe is a food processor. And if you don't have a food processor, you can always go for the hand grating. But if you have 3 or 4 squashes, that's gonna take quite a long time. But if you have a food processor, 30 seconds and you'll be done. So we're gonna first start by preparing the squashes for insertion into the food processor. Now, the first thing you're gonna want to do is you're gonna just want to slice it. Oopsies. Now, the reason we're slicing it here is obviously just so that it fits into the food processor. Oh, that's good enough. Slice this one more time. You can see now they all fit perfectly. Now we're just gonna repeat this process for every single one of our squashes. Alright, so in this squash, I've removed all the seeds, mainly because the seeds were too big. If you have really small seeds in your squash like this, then you don't really need to remove them. You can't really taste them. So now I'm gonna just start the food processor and get to work. Our squash has all been processed. It's in this big bowl now, looking quite nice. Smells fresh. So now we're gonna put in our other ingredients for our pancakes. So usually for our family, we put around 1 egg to 1 squash to half a cup of flour. So today I used 4 squashes, so I have 4 eggs and 2 cups of flour. But honestly, you can change it up a little bit. It doesn't really matter. In the end, it will all come out good. Also, just get a bunch full of scallions. Green onion. Doesn't really matter how much you put. All depends on personal preference. And sometimes your squash might be big, sometimes your squash might be really small. So just adjust as necessary. As for seasoning, we can do it right now. Just around a teaspoon of, this is white pepper powder. You can see here. And then around double that of salt. Obviously, adjust according to your taste. After we've added our seasoning, I'm literally just gonna start mixing, and as I mix, I'll just add water, and then what we're looking for is literally just a pancake consistency. If you don't know what that is, I'll show you later. Alright, so I have the batter all mixed up here. You can see the consistency here. It's not too thick, It's also not too thin. So we're just gonna stir it up. You get all the zucchini off the bottom. And I have just this little setup here. So if you don't have one of these pans like mine, my pan is basically almost perfectly designed for doing this. You can just use a regular pan for something. You don't have to use something like this. And the first step is just put some oil. Now you're gonna wanna try to spread it everywhere around your pan. And we're gonna stir it up. Get a nice big spoonful. And just plop it on. And do like a spoonful and a half here. And now we're just gonna basically slowly make sure that it's all spread out. Obviously, the amount of batter you put into the pan will just depend on how big your pan is and how big you want your pancake is. And also take note that if your pancake batter is much thinner, you're gonna end up with a much bigger pancake, like bigger in diameter. And if you want a thicker pancake, then obviously your batter can be thicker. You're just gonna want to cook the pancake on a more low heat. That way you prevent the edges of the pancake from burning while also making sure that the inside is cooked. Alright, so after just lifting up the edges, you can see that it's golden brown on the bottom. So it's time to flip. Look at that coloration. And we're literally just gonna wait until the other side is like this too. That's really just that easy. Alright, our pancake is literally already done. It's so good. The color is amazing. Flip it over, you see that golden brown in between, you got that green color. And so what I'm just gonna do now is cut it into fourths and plate it up. And so if you make enough of these, like I did today, it can literally just be your entire family's dinner meal. And after I cut this up, I'm gonna show you guys how to make the sauce that usually goes with this. Alright, today's sauce is super simple. All I have here is just 4 to 5 little minced cloves of garlic. I have soy sauce and rice vinegar. So we're first gonna add just a touch of soy sauce. And then we're just gonna add vinegar. Now, take our handy dandy chopsticks, mix this up. Probably add a little bit more. Especially if this meal is for all 3 people in your family. Don't be afraid to eat too much. And it's perfect. You got that nice garlicky scent, and then you have the vinegar and the soy sauce combining. Perfect. So, if you guys enjoyed the video and enjoyed this recipe, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and stay tuned for the next one.